Welcome back to All Gas Podcast. I'm Factor.
Kevin.
And special guest today, we have H2B Ryan. What up, man?
What's
How
going
you doing,
on,
bro?
dog? How you guys
Welcome to
been?
the podcast.
Welcome. Yeah.
So, man, I met you through street racing.
That's right.
It was a wild one. So, do us a favor. Let us know what you got, who you are. Or actually, tell us about what you drive and how you got started. Let's go with that.
Yeah, just the background of yourself.
My IG, H2B Ryan
I'll put it here.
I started street racing back in the day. Not so much me, but going out with my buddy's brother. Spent the night over at my buddy's house. His brother was hella cool, had a CRX with an LSV tech in it. And he would be leaving the house. My boy would be like, "Where you going?" And we'd take off with him.
Just jump in the car and shit.
Yup, dude.
Right.
That's kind of how I got my start.
A red EF. I'll never forget it. Man, I'll never forget it. We went out to Bel Air out in Fairfield.
Well, let's also let them know where you're from, too.
Right.
Give a little general area, too. Yeah.
You know, from 707, y'all can come get it all day. Y'all already know. Y'all know what it is, Powerline.
Oh, yeah, we forgot to say that you're from Powerline.
Right, I was going to say.
AKA Powerline Ryan, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
We're not the best interviewers yet. We're working on it.
Working on this.
Yeah.
Slowest team in history, whatever.
Man. We ran the Bay for a long time, so we're willing to give up the crown.
He's one of them
Give
guys.
somebody else a little bit of shine. You know
We're in the Bay, the north part of the Bay.
Well, that's because you guys don't want to come travel and see us. You know what I'm saying?
Far East Bay.
Far East Bay. But
it still has the word Bay in it, though.
Right.
That's right. Don't
Shout out
forget.
to Bay.
The Bay.
Sound like an Antioch guy now.
Oh,
I'm
man.
in the Bay.
Oh, no. They got the dirty water.
That dirty D. That Delta.
That Delta's dirty, boy. Going out back in the day, my boy and his brother, all the time, I was hooked. Knew I'd be driving for the rest of my life. Why not be interesting, be different? I started off with a 91 EF hatch with a poor man type bar. It was cool. It had some cams in it. Complete head job, stock bottom end.
Damn, for your first car?
My first car.
See, we've all had first fast cars. What happened to you?
I was single jingle rocking.
Oh man, I couldn't do the basic, bro.
No?
Like my boy's car wasn't basic, so I had to at least keep
No,
up.
that's good.
So I was young. I was probably like 15. Not even gonna lie, I was probably like 15.
You started way
The homie hooked me up with the EF. It had a wicked body kit. You know what I'm saying? Worse than this one behind us in the driveway. You guys can't see it, but
I didn't want to say
it's pretty
Hey,
wicked.
but hey, I would build a
It's a
single with that
Wings
car.
West.
I would.
Don't get it
I
twisted.
would
It's
build a
all
single with
Wings
that car.
West. And man, I'd get clowned on for that shit.
Right.
Dude.
They're going to be like, Wings West, what the
Dude,
fuck is
people-
that?
People were not
Very
tripping about racing me.
No.
That car made really good power. It made 223 with just a head package.
Well, that's the same
See what I'm
thing,
saying?
like my wide body hatch. Everyone looked at it like, what the fuck, Mustang tail lights, EK front end,
Oh, yeah.
wide body like this ain't shit. But it literally was like a 600 horsepower built V20 VTEC fucking turbo. But
There
you
it
look at the
is.
car, you're like, fuck
Yeah,
this.
like,
But
shit, I'll run that.
that
every
shit'll blow
single
your
time.
doors off every time.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I was for a long time. I still preach it.
Yeah.
Pretty paint job does not make a fast car.
No, it doesn't.
Let you guys know that.
Yeah.
So I painted my car and I went slower.
Yeah,
Okay?
oh yeah.
After I went orange,
Weight problem.
I went
Too much paint.
Too much paint.
man.
Damn, I got two colors. What am I gonna do?
Should have just kept it ugly, bro.
It was crashed.
Yeah. I wish mine was crashed. Probably would have went faster. Shit.
All right.
Well, why don't you tell us about your newest
Yeah,
car?
yeah,
What's your current build?
So, I took my stock closed deck H22A, put it back in the car. I was at F20B on nitrous. Made really good power, went 1160. Really good mile per hour, 134.
Nice.
And I never got
What shell
to
you
get
in
a
right now?
fully
You gotta tell them what shell you're into. Oh, he's in an EG shell. We all kind of know that, I guess.
semi-gutted EG shell on a 22-inch slick. I went 1160 with a horsepower of 364 on a 100 shot.
Okay.
Shout out my tuner, Hybrid Works Ant, always putting it down.
We'll get you the link at the bottom. You can check him out also his Instagram.
Shout him out. Then we went back and freshened up the tune, and with a different fuel jet, we found 410 on that same hunter shot.
Damn.
On a bone stock F20B. I still have it at home. Somebody wants to buy it. Just needs a head gasket.
Tap in with him.
Yeah, my blown ass nitrous motor just needs a head gasket.
I'll still run that motherfucker. Still run hard. Don't get it twisted.
No.
So I took my old block that I ran on nitrous back in the day. I still had it laying around. It needed a head gasket and a head job. So now it's the fully built head, stock port, valve springs retainers, just the basics with a Skunk 2 Pro 2 cam.
Okay.
Nice.
And I boosted it on an eBay turbo, eBay GT35R. So looking for an upgrade. Somebody wants to sponsor that. Thank you.
This is not the place we're looking for sponsors.
Somebody want to sponsor that?
Sponsor that?
The
Shit, even the shirt, you know what I'm saying?
Hello.
Like that shirt.
Right?
Just saying.
That one.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I need that one that starts with a J. But you know, hey.
Yeah,
You're waiting forever.
You're gonna
Right.
Shit.
We're not gonna get into that.
I'm just saying.
Can we build a following first before we get dead? Before we get blackballed from the
Oh,
scene?
right. Just
but,
kidding, just
Yeah,
kidding.
we ain't gonna do that.
Made really good power on my new old H2B turbo setup now. I would hit 500 on stock block.
It's good.
26
Good numbers.
pounds. 1320 top mount manifold. Everything was sponsored through the team. The team really came together. Sponsored me the injectors. Sponsored me my intercooler piping, my intercooler, the turbo that's on it. Even though it's eBay, it's still good.
Hey.
They made really good power on it, so I was like, I can't
I got a couple blades on eBay turbos. It's all good.
It's gonna put in work. I guarantee it.
That's good.
Guarantee it.
That's good. It's always a good thing about having a team. I mean, I've never done the team thing. I've always been a solo man myself, but that's a good thing about. I mean, he's got his team. He's got his team.
Gotta rep mine real quick. You know what I'm saying? No.
But
Get your little in there.
that's what's good. It's almost like a family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They help you out. They get you what you need to go. If you can't get it, same thing with them. If they can't get it, you help them out. That's always a good thing about that.
Most
So-
Speaking of
definitely,
teams, how
most
did you get
definitely.
started in Powerline?
So at first I was just hanging around, riding with my boy, and they were always going out to Oakland 7th Street. Shout out, R.I.P.
Right?
And just riding with him, hanging out with the team. Everybody was really cool dudes. Barbecues, parties, birthdays, Christmases.
So they didn't like
Anything.
jump you in or nothing?
Yeah, nah, man.
Made sure you actually had to have some type of numbers behind your car before you can get in.
Shit, man. All that comes with it. But,
Yeah.
you know, just hanging around, a bunch of cool dudes. You know, I had a cool, fast car. You know, it was
How long you
ugly
been in
though.
Powerline?
Since 07.
Sheesh, you're old.
Man.
This guy keeps saying this. Or
I was
you're young.
Or I was young when I started.
No, but you did say you
you
started when you're 15. So
Right?
you're-
There's three ways of looking at this.
I'm not
You're
gonna go
young,
different
we're
ways.
old, or we just started young and you started old.
Actually, I think I did. And we ain't gonna talk about age numbers on this show, alright?
Hey, I'm still young. So.
Right? Young at heart. My knees don't feel young, but I'm still young.
Hey,
See, I don't have that problem.
I'm with that. I got that
That's why I'm
problem.
in the automatic life. No more clutch. I can't be using my knees.
Nah, man, we can't do that. My other knee's still good. My left foot's still good. So
Right.
I don't know what you're talking about. So,
Yeah, so you're still working on your current car. Well, your new setup, you're still trying to get that dialed in. That's a fairly new setup. You started Powerline. Let me ask you this. What keeps you motivated? Because a lot of people have been asking me this, like, oh, how do you stay in the scene for so long? And, like, a lot of people fade out. What's something that keeps you motivated? What keeps you going in this scene that, you know, keep pushing? You said you've been in it since 07. It's 2019. That's 12 years. You know, that's when you started you joined Powerline. I don't know exact years when you started, but, like, what keeps you motivated all these years?
man, we just kind of push each other, try to better ourselves, try to go faster every year. Maybe, you know, when I was on motor, you know, I was always pushing myself to be faster. You know, they were pushing. You know, somebody else would come out with the car, and then you know they're faster. You know, and then you're like, what do I got to do?
Yeah, so
There's always a drive from the others.
I think a lot of
Right.
people, the guys,
It's a
like,
competition.
You feed off
That's
of
what it
each
is.
other.
It's a
Yeah.
competition.
And
You
you always
will-
want to be faster than the next guy.
Yep.
yeah, for
Yep.
sure.
You know?
So it's just the motivation is the hunger for more in a sense is what you're saying.
Pretty
I
much.
feel it. I'm the same way.
Right? I mean, you feed off your homies.
I mean, that's a good way. I mean, one person goes 10s, you want to run 9s. I mean, you just keep bouncing back and forth.
It's just like that.
Yep.
So,
I get it.
All right.
Especially when you guys are all pretty much the same setup. You know? We're just converting everybody to this evil H gang, bro. Just because we know it's going to outpower the K.
H for
pound
the win.
for pound,
H for the win.
dollar for dollar.
A lot of people gonna hate on that, but it's H for win.
I don't think it'll ever outpower the K, but I think it'll out budget the K. You can build close to the same power for way cheaper. You can run close to the same times for way cheaper, but I don't think it'll ever outpower a K. K, I mean, you have all motor Ks with 600 horsepower.
This is true.
You have an all motor H with 600 horsepower?
Not yet.
I mean, you have a turbo H.
That's the mentality. That's the mentality.
Hey, they said I couldn't do 500 on a stock block.
Hey, I was always told this 450 is what you gonna get on stock block on the H.
When
I seen you made 5, I was like, damn, son.
We got scared at like 460. We got scared at 460. You know? But we were so close.
It was that 500 one right before 501.
Oh my God! It was 498 or 6 or something, and I told him to put a half a degree in it, and that little much
smooth that little graph
right,
out.
right at 501. You know, so shout out my tuner again.
Right?
I'm happy with my tune.
Thank you.
Shit, we'll get these little bugs worked out.
Right?
But just like that, they said I couldn't do it, and I did it.
Yeah.
You know?
Street or track?
That's a good one. That's probably
I think most people kind of know you from the streets.
Well,
that's why
you
I'll
do both.
Always,
But you do both.
I'll always stay street, but I want to get into this track thing.
Yeah.
There's more.
So fun.
It's taken off the last couple of years more than I think it's been in a while.
The only thing that sucks now is Sacramento's going away. Right? 2020 is supposed to be the last year, right?
It was also supposed to be last year that it went away. It was supposed to be this year it went away. Then it was 2020 that's going away.
So
I don't think anybody actually has a final date or number or anything on that.
I think it's just up in the air. Right?
Yeah.
I think it's
Sac Raceway. If you can lend some light here, shed some light here, we'd like to know.
Stay open.
I
do not want to go to Sonoma.
Jesus. No.
I mean, I do. That's a nice ass track, but
it's a nice track, but
it's a journey and it's expensive.
You want to go to
Half
Kingdom?
of us would be able to run.
I don't want to go to Kingdom.
You better off racing in the streets.
Yeah.
That's how I
So
feel.
That track is so
I mean, I'm a diehard street racer.
Die hard.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
how I feel. I think
Real drivers come from the street. So if you say you're a track driver, I want to see you drive it on the street.
Yeah.
A lot of times that was vice versa too.
I can't drive at the track.
That's what I was gonna say. A lot of street drivers can't drive the track. A lot of track drivers can't drive the
I'll
street.
admit it. I can't
Unless
drive
you've
at
started either way. Started in the street, then made in the track, and then started building your track. You know.
Did you guys know that this is my first partial season ever at the track?
Damn, I knew I should race your ass that one time.
I told
you. So I know what to get you as on the track.
Right.
I don't know about now.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know about now.
Take that turbo back off.
Remember that intercooler that was behind me last time? I'm gonna have to put that on.
Right?
Hope for 500.
Hold on, that motor already made 220 bone stock.
I think you need to go visit his tuner.
Yeah.
No.
Something's doing something right.
Right?
Honestly, I'm happy with my setup I got right now. It's working for what I got, but after these couple events, after the season, I'm gonna shut it down and we're gonna redo the whole build and everything.
Not all motors are the same.
Nope.
No. Not true.
Very, very different. You could take one A4, make totally different numbers.
Totally different.
You could have ring gaps, pistons, fuels, elevation, everything. Everything changes. Different dynos you're on. All numbers don't mean shit.
Right.
That's the thing most people don't realize. And you could also take an EG hatch and an EG hatch. One could weigh 19 and one could weigh 28. Could be the same exact fucking car, but some could have interior, some couldn't have interior. All that shit makes a total play in all of it.
Yeah, every car's setup is different.
Yep.
So the street, what keeps you in the street?
What about the street do you like compared to the track?
Yeah.
It makes everybody equal. That's the big part. Little horsepower cars can do damage on a high horsepower car on the street.
Very true.
Because traction's an issue, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's what keeps me in the street.
It's
I've
more-
always been the underdog. I've always been the underpowered car. So, you know, shout out San Jose. You guys be street racing it up, but you guys ain't got nothing for a real driver. Just saying, come to the 707.
that,
get
sounds,
it all day.
that sounds like a call out to me.
Right? What's up, man? What's up, San Jose?
y'all heard the man.
The only thing I hate
That's
about
been
San
ongoing,
Jose,
huh?
the only thing I don't like about San Jose is, you know, the people out there are cool as fuck, right?
Mhm.
It's just how they run spot to spot to spot, dude.
I mean, it was the same thing in the 209, though. Look at the last event. That shit was.
I mean,
Well, that was the shootout though. That's not necessarily the streets because the streets is different.
I know, but I'm just saying that shit's ridiculous, though. You shouldn't be going spot to spot to spot to spot to spot. You
I
should.
think we should have
That
stayed there
was
until the
ridiculous.
cops got there.
we should have.
But then you take the risk of what happened at the end.
Eh.
Because
But
what
you look
happened,
at the end. Only one thing happened at the end. A dumbass motherfucker trying to do a poll in front of the fucking cops.
man, he'll name one. One day he'll get his episode if he gets out of jail. Shout out Jailbert. He called me the other day. What's up, Jailbert?
Yeah. Hopefully he's doing alright, man.
No, he's good. He's just got when you get caught like that, you get stuck with tickets, impound, that's a couple racks that you got to
Oh,
do.
yeah.
But that's part of the scene. I
that's
think you have
part
to
of it.
understand that that's part of it because I think I have probably as much in tickets in the past in impound fees as I do in my car in a sense.
Oh, I got more.
Oh,
Oh,
More?
I got
I got
easy more.
Dude,
I didn't have a
I've-
license from the time I was 17 to 23,
Whoa.
and I still drove.
I've had my license suspended longer than I've actually had my license.
I'm probably close to the
So
same
you have a
boat.
license right
That's the question.
now? No comment?
We don't know.
no contact.
Plead the fifth?
Yeah, right. I plead the fifth.
So we won't get into that.
Yeah.
Next
And
subject.
Moving forward with this,
So, did you watch our last episode by chance?
I did.
Alright.
I did.
So, we were talking about the point
Appreciate
system. Yeah,
Of
appreciate
course.
the love. And the shout outs. Once again, thank you everybody for the views.
Right.
You see, we talked about the point system.
Yeah.
Now, also, when we were talking about that point system, I thought about it. We're not just talking about the point system in the 1250s, 1150s, 1050s classes. Sport, front wheel drive, all wheel drive, all those also have a point system where it's kind of like the Nobi National, like we're talking about. I just want to break that down because some people were saying, why would you just have it just 1250s, 1150s? But
No,
that's
no.
not what I meant. I
It's
meant
for
all.
every class.
I meant for all the classes. Would that be something that would not necessarily take you off of the streets, but get you more onto the track? If there was something like, for instance, like let's say the first event of the year is at SAC, the second event is like in 2 or 3 months, or like a month later, month and a half, sort of thing, and then it's in Sonoma, and then the next one you go to Bakersfield, and then you go to like Fontana, and then you go to Irwindale, and then you go wherever, back to SAC or whatever. Would you be interested in something like that? Do you think that would help more people get into the scene?
more like a point series instead of just going to SAC every other month for the same CMI event where there's nothing other than winning just one pot.
Kind
You
of
know
like
what I
how
Where you would go almost like a point series where you would go to one and win $1,000. Next one you go win $1,000. Next one you go win $1,000. Next one $1,000, and then you get back to SAC for the championship where you're a 10K pot instead of $1,000. You know what I mean? But
Well-
you're based off of points instead of just based off of the one race.
you know how like the Street Outlaws, they do that no prep?
Yeah.
And they travel and then they build point systems like if you show up and you make a hit,
Yeah.
you get 5 points. The further you go, the more points. Something
Oh, yeah,
something
yeah.
along that line.
Yeah.
Would that be something that we could possibly work out, or that you would be interesting, that you think that people would get into?
I would definitely do that. Like I said, I am converting into this track life,
Mhm.
you know, because there is more. You know,
More places to grow.
You think that would
Yeah.
motivate people though? To not even just the points, but even just the payouts. Because I know money is a big thing between street and track. Where street, everyone's racing for money. Where the track, it's not so common. Because a lot of tracks don't want you to bet. They don't want anything other than just their payout. Because
Right.
it's gambling.
Right.
Or whatever. You think that would motivate people a lot more too? Because you look at events where one person's showing an event or throwing an event and they're making $100,000 and the racer's only making $200.
Right.
You think that would motivate people to come
would
out more too?
Definitely motivate people to come out, just like on the East Coast.
Yeah,
Like
oh
we were
yeah.
talking about earlier.
Well, that's what me and him were talking about that on the way over here. We were talking about fall nationals.
Why is it so big over there?
And dead over here. I mean, that's kind of what we wanted to bring with this podcast, is that we want to get the West Coast popping again and get something big like that, because it'd bring more revenue for not only the sport but for all the other companies, and help you maybe get sponsored, help me maybe get sponsored, someone else of our statue get sponsored. Even these big guys keep getting sponsorships, and it just keeps the truck rolling, keeps putting money in everyone's pocket in a sense. And we're also having fun, like you said, the motivation to get faster. Because let's say if I turbo my car, then we're going to be in the same class.
I turboed my car, so that's the only leaves you to go.
So you want to say So you're saying you ran for me?
So I think I'm
You
just
reckon-
trying to elevate you.
Right?
I don't know. I was doing pretty good on motor.
I mean, you might
be okay.
Take that turbo off. Put that next
Well,
back.
that turbo car actually.
Oh,
hasn't-
yeah.
You got to remember that turbo car hasn't seen the track yet either.
This is true.
This is true. No.
This is true.
Yeah, you did.
Not a 500 horsepower.
Oh,
Did not.
Yeah. Well, that was just recent.
I
know.
When I was at the track, I only made
It was like 450, wasn't it? Something like that.
440.
I told you, give me 2 and a hit.
Man,
Come on.
you can't start in the rubber on the
tire?
street.
On tire?
Hold on.
Street.
I'm going to break this up. Hold on.
See,
Speaking on this subject right here.
this is what we were talking about earlier.
Speaking on this
This
right
is a perfect
here.
example of what I was talking about.
That's what I'm gonna.
Perfect
That's what I was about to
example.
bring up. You look at the difference between street and track right here. The street is all about this right here. I want to take the hit. I want to take this, and this. You go to the track, it's just straight line it up, run what you brung, and you're done.
Unless you do kind of where you talk to them and say, hey, can you put him out 2 spaces? But
They-
then you start fucking up.
but
They're
they-
not going to want to do that.
No.
But that's the difference between street and track. Whereas you can take a 500 horsepower car and you can take my 205 horsepower car and balance out the field.
But
So-
that also plays into what he said too, with taking a street racer and a track racer and putting him on the street. He could have 1,000 horsepower. You could have 200 horsepower. He can't drive on that street.
Yeah.
You're still
well,
has
that's
a
the number
chance.
one rule of street racing is you can have the most powerful car in the world. You can't put it to the ground and don't know how to drive it.
Yep.
You're shit.
Yep.
Because you could take the world's worst driver, stick him in the world's fastest, most powerful car,
Yep.
and he
They
will
drive
get
slow.
beat by the world's best driver in the world's slowest car.
Yep.
Simply because he does not drive.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Exactly.
That's level on
That's-
the playfield.
That's if you know. If
So
you know.
another thing, since we're talking about going back and forth, I'm just playing around. I don't want to get my ass drugged by you. Maybe one day, but
One day.
the hustle, the mindset, like the
game.
the game of being able to race. You know what I'm saying? You think that plays a major part in it? Because I feel it does,
Oh, it most definitely does.
especially in the streets.
Especially in the street. Yeah, you can get it in the track too, because now you're watching and you can red light.
Yeah.
For
Oh, yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Right, officially.
I don't know. Can you red light?
One time only. Only did it one time. Out of all the hits I've made, I've only read like once.
Right, so.
Chase is not a race.
Not the
Not
track.
on the line.
Not at the track.
Not on the line.
Right.
We recently had that one.
Okay, so
We
hold on.
did.
Before we go into this,
Definitely.
I wanted to ask that too. Since you brought up the no prep series,
Oh yeah, let's go back to that.
can you think that'd be something we could look into in the import scene? Instead of doing it on the street, do it at the track, just so you have a safe place that some people don't want to race on the street.
No, for sure.
You know what I
No,
mean?
that-
Go
that's
run
what
out.
I meant.
Go run out the track for a weekend and have a shootout at the track between you. No prep, no nothing. It's just straight track. So now it's basically you have a street scene at the track. Because when that track, I mean, you've been on that track when it's not prepped. That thing's slick as shit. It's
Yeah.
almost like a street. It's just not rough.
Yeah, it's like I for sure think we can. The only thing is, like I said before, is like if like trying to host a shootout and then also trying to like run a race team,
Mhm.
it's different. And then I also like do the podcast. Like the way I figured out is like either be a promoter or be a racer.
Yep.
It's so hard to do all this at once.
Yep.
It's possible. It's stressful. But I think to be successful, I think you kind of have to choose one. You would need somebody who would see our vision for it as
Yeah.
well and promote that. Somebody like a promoter to
Yeah.
help push that. But I think definitely we can.
I mean, is that something that you would
I'd
be down for?
I would be down for something like that.
You know what I mean? Almost like a no prep type series to where you're at the track
Yeah.
and you just set up whatever you want. You could do 2 in the light, no light. You could do, the hit. You could do whatever you want.
That would be something that would spark an interest for sure.
I think, that's always intrigued me. I mean, I've always.
because you also got to look at how much does it cost to rent a track, and then you got to charge your buy-ins, and you got to.
And it's really not that expensive. It's really not. I mean, it's not cheap, but you think about that.
But the
You have
thing
a-
is,
you have a 20 car-
you can't pay that
I
out
can
of
pay
pocket.
Easy.
sorry. Sorry.
I'm just saying.
Big ball over here.
I pay my taxes.
Not for the last 10 years.
Hey, shh.
FBI. No.
Yeah, right. They watching.
The Fed,
I'm just saying. Where'd he go? I heard him drive by. No, I'm just saying. You think about it that way. If I were to go rent the track, I get 20 cars, $100 buy-in, and you only have a $50 pot. So you're now paying $50 to race and $50 to win as the pot. So you could damn near pay your track rental off of your entry fee and still come home with money.
Yeah. I do because.
That's saying you win.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Right.
Damn,
You
why he looked at you when he said that?
I'm just saying.
Damn.
Damn.
I'm really gonna have to go put that fucking turbo on my car before I get that car. Shit.
Bottle and turbo. Put it all on there.
Hey, last podcast there was both of them in there.
Right.
And if you don't know if you were paying attention.
Blow that shit up. Fuck it.
Fuck it. As long as I beat Buddy Ryan. And then we come back on the podcast, we talk about it.
Right?
Got to.
Right. Ryan number
Follow.
2.
Ryan's episode number 2. I have a feeling Ryan's gonna be like our most
the
most person on this show.
Right. The video after the loss.
We can make it happen, man. Damn it, man.
Oh man.
But okay, so back. Now that I interrupted that one, back to what he was talking about with the mind game, the grudge racing, the mind fuck the game. I mean, he knows.
What's one thing that you can give away to a new, like, because we got a lot of young followers. I know I do, and I know you do.
Yeah.
What's one thing that you can say to them and say, this is, without giving away too much game,
Right.
what's something you can give to them and say, look, this is what you want to do in the streets when you're just coming up to a situation like that, like, whereas we've had situations before between me and you. Still on? Cool. I'm just making sure. I was gonna take a pause.
That's all I was looking at too.
Yeah, like, how you say, fucking off my train of thought. Between me and you, like, I tell you give me 2 in the hit, you're saying no, but then you rebuttal with you can't line up in the rubber.
Right.
So, those little things, I think a lot of people, young niggas, need to learn about the game. What's something that you can give away to them?
Number 1 rule: don't be afraid of who you're racing. That's it. You know, that can go a long way. You show fear, we'll see it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for
Being-
sure.
being
you
a
can
veteran
sense,
racer,
you can sense that.
You can sense
Oh
someone
yeah,
that's new.
all day,
you
all
know?
day.
So I mean, you don't have to be like.
And it shows in a lot of ways too.
You
Not
know?
even just the way they talk, but the way they
Right.
stage, the way they burn out, the way they pull up. I mean, anything. You can see a lot between someone that races a lot and someone that's been there once or twice or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
that fear
what
is
do you
shown.
what do you guys do? Race your own race every single time. Right.
That's what I tell my crew, my guys. Like when I get guys that want to join a team, like my team, when I started helping them, I tell them, don't worry about what he's doing.
Yeah.
Just have a tunnel vision and just it's you in the race because you're not really racing him. You're really racing the road.
Right.
So that's one thing I would say I'd give away is learn to race the road you're on
Adapt.
and not the other guy. Don't worry about him because if you can beat the road, then you're gonna beat him.
Yep.
Right.
And then just worry about being off the light, off the hands or whatever. Just being on point, and then
Off the
just
hands, see.
hands or lights. Well, streets, a lot of people we do hands.
A lot of-
In a shootout, I think you need to be on the light
What do
because
you
that
think-
stops the jumping.
What do you guys think about the street outlaw thing? Because a lot of people are starting to turn to that to be like their
Their basis of racing.
Bible
Yeah.
of street racing.
Yeah, it's because that's
You know?
street racing. When it's really
Um,
not, it's a closed street and it's all closed.
The
Everything.
only
They're just
person,
taking
But they
on
do
the
do
street.
streets, so you can't say that they
They
don't
do.
do
Not
street.
street
They do.
racing.
On the show, it's not, but you can't say that those dudes don't really do street.
All of them?
They do.
They do.
All of
They
them?
do.
No.
Not all of them,
not all of them, but
No.
but the main ones they
yeah,
do.
yeah, a
Did.
lot of them did.
Well, because they can't now.
Bullshit.
No,
Yeah, you gonna tell me Boosted GT don't come out on the street still?
no, but I'm saying the reason why they can't
Farm
is
truck.
they're too
Start
fucking
out farm
famous.
truck in Asia.
They're too fucking famous.
They are.
I think. I think
But they
that's
still
true.
do it. That's the thing. There's still some of them that are still.
There's that
in
big
it.
shootout that they did. It was like Daddy Dave, Chief,
Well, they still-
Martin and all them. It was like a big video. I watched like an hour-long video. on
That was
YouTube.
one thing I watched the other day. Kamikaze still goes out to a lot of them. He shows up in Texas a lot for a lot of the cash data that they still
Shout
hold.
out Kamikaze and McDougal. McDougal's funny as fuck. I like that guy. No, you know one thing that like at the last shootout that we did
Yeah.
that we were all involved in. The first race, car went across the line. They're like, oh, he crossed the line. He's lost.
Right.
But it didn't interfere with the other guy, so I personally,
different people have different
everyone
rules. That's the problem.
because I've watched Street Outlaws when they cross the line, even behind, they're like, oh, it's over.
Yeah,
But
because
fuck,
they crossed the line.
But he didn't have nothing to fucking do
But
with it.
it's-
Right.
He didn't affect him.
That's what I'm saying. Different people have different rules.
See, and that gets close. When
As a flagger of that day, you know, you have a responsibility to whatever you call you have to live by.
Mhm.
And if I'm racing and someone, you know, is behind me, I shouldn't even be worried about what he's doing.
Mhm.
If
Yeah.
I was looking and focused on what I was doing, then I would never
So,
even notice if he
also-
was behind me or
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
If he crossed in front of me, that's totally different, right? Because now I'm
Yeah.
having,
you have to
to
let off
live.
to not hit him or whatever.
or it doesn't even matter. Now he's in my way.
Yeah. Okay,
So-
so now we have that situation because he went behind the other line, but he came around him and won. Now, this car could have came back and said, like his teammates could have been like, no, he jumped, he crossed the line. You won, tell him. What would you have done in that situation? Because technically he lost because he got to the finish line first, but he crossed the line behind him and came around him.
Well, I know back in my street racing days, it only mattered what the flagger said. The flagger was the final decision. Didn't matter what team said,
I
didn't matter
agree
what
too.
racer said. It was all on the flagger. The flagger was the final
Yeah,
decision.
he's the final decision.
That's how it always had been.
What would you have done though if he came back? Because you said you gotta live by those rules, and
Yeah.
but what if he comes back and goes, no, he crossed behind me, but the rule is because I'm just saying I'm playing devil's advocate, so to say.
Right.
Hey, but Ryan, he crossed the line. The rule is you can't cross the line. He crossed the line, and then what do you say from there?
You know, it didn't interfere with the way you were headed. You know, pretty much, you don't ever see him. So why aren't you staying in it?
But the rule is he crossing the line, and he crossed the line.
Basically, what I look at it by the way he's saying it, the race doesn't, it continues. Instead of you being at the starting line, and when you cross at the starting line,
Mhm.
that's crossing. But the way he describes it is your line now follows both cars. So if you cross behind that starting line, it don't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not interfering at that point. You're not interfering with the race that's in front of you. You're interfering with what's
No,
behind
like,
you.
no. What I'm saying is I understand.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I play by the same rules.
That's what I said.
I think it doesn't matter. As long as you don't cross in front, it's
But-
fair game.
But everyone's different.
Yeah, that's what I'm
And
saying.
every-
Everybody is different. You know, every situation.
And
is
that's
gonna
why-
be different. Everybody, you might live by these rules and then lose by them, and then you know, that's just how some people get down.
But that's part of the game, though. Like,
that
you
is
gotta
part
play
of the
by
game.
rules, yeah.
So
But that
what's-
also shows you the difference in a good race coordinator and a bad race coordinator. Because a good one will set up the rule before the race. They'll say, hey, it's on the light, no jumping, no rolling. If he jumps,
Yeah,
you
that
can chase
wasn't-
or
that
chase
wasn't
the
really
race.
discussing that,
If you
yeah.
cross, you can cross, but only behind crossing.
I mean, we
each-
vaguely went over stuff.
Yeah, vaguely. See, but did you go into that day expecting to be a part of it?
No, I
Because
didn't.
neither did I.
I didn't.
But I was
just-
like, yo, like this, like you're gonna put a supercharged car in the all motor bracket, and you're gonna put that car in there. I was like, all right, cool. You want us to clean house? I'll back up because at first I was gonna fight him like, no, it's got a power out, and then he was like, well, it's kind of like a all motor. I'm like,
Okay.
hey, okay, you want to put him in that
Can we
bracket?
put him in
Go
both?
ahead.
Right.
Yeah,
Can we run both classes?
because he looked like he was. Gonna,
That was a fire race.
he looked like he was gonna. Did we talk about that in the last podcast? We did talk about that.
First one.
Oh, we talked about Sergio. That's who we're talking about. He
Yeah.
will be a guest. We'll get more into that, but I gotta say, man, it looked like he was gonna clean house. I think it was gonna come down to him.
He has a real contender.
It depends. Honestly, I think if we would have ended up doing it at the airstrip, I don't know if he would have been a contender. Because I don't think Steven's car didn't work real great on the
Steven's
street.
car.
No, I'm saying Sergio's.
Oh, okay.
Sergio's car did great on the actual street, but when you get him on something that's controlled like the airstrip, I think Steven would have had a better shot than Sergio would have. Because Steven's car is a way bigger top end car than Sergio's car is. That's what I said.
Yeah.
It's all in the prep of it. I think if it would have been on a
Okay.
better road, like the airstrip,
Yeah.
I think Steven would have been a contender against Sergio. Where on that beat ass road that we were on, Sergio would have took it.
Speaking of prep, going back to the Street Outlaws. Okay, the rules were one burnout only. I'm not a fan of that, but it's whatever. The prep, I noticed. Okay, the Street Outlaws, they burn out prep, but the Memphis Street Outlaws, they do water
Water
burnout only. where are you on that? Where do you like more? Water burnout, no burnout, burnout dry, or burnout and prep?
I like to burn out and prep, personally. But you gotta apply to some people's rules. Some people, you know,
Yeah, because I noticed, I went back and I watched Dana, shout out Dana, Young Static. I watched the shootout video and I was watching the all-motor, which I was there, but I didn't really pay attention.
Mhm.
They didn't do burnout and prep. That's something that I would have done.
A lot of people didn't have prep that day. There was only like 2 or 3 people that actually brought prep.
But I mean,
Because there was people that used prep from other people, but there was only like 2 or 3 people that actually brought their own prep.
That's what I'm saying. It was like I was kind of like, wait, they're not doing burnouts and prep. Like that's so because if I was in the all-motor class, I was gonna bring prep because I have prep. I was gonna bring it and do that. At least if I'm on full blows, I want to do a burnout and prep. I don't have to like prep the road.
Right.
But I'll do it. Let me do a burnout and prep. That's it.
What is your take on prepping the road?
Like, what do you consider prepping the road compared to just prepping
60 foot?
60-foot max, or like 30 feet, just first gear, so to say. I think. Let's go back since we do have history. Sergio versus the AMG that one time.
Okay.
In Yuba.
Yeah.
We both prepped the roads, and we
Right.
both prepped. You were prepping for the other car, and I prepped for Sergio, and we both prepped really long.
We did.
Now that I don't mind it because it was both agreed and we both knew it. Now there's some people that are gonna say, "Oh no, I think you should have like what we did is okay if it's agreed upon." But I think for the majority of the time, prep it. I don't care. I say prep it.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna help me. Because if you let me prep, because I'm a good prepper. In
But
my
that's
opinion,
also that mind fuck. That's also that mind game. When you know you can drive on a road unprepped, you can show up there and be like, nope, no prep, no prep, no prep, no prep.
Exactly.
That's my race, no prep.
Yep.
Because you now know you can drive, but you
See,
think
now-
he can't without that prep.
Yeah.
You can't run without that prep. So I'm going to show up there and be like, no prep, no prep. Because I know I can race with no prep, but you want to prep. So that's now
Well, yeah,
that
that-
extra
that-
step
that's
of
That's another part of the
setting
hustle
you
game
up.
that we're talking about.
I like that because there is a couple roads that I don't like to prep on. And I'll race anybody on straight tire on that road.
yeah, because there's a few roads that are
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you know what, I'm
I
the
just
same
drive
way.
that road
Down
all
in
the time.
Down in Stockton, I got a couple roads where on street tire, I can hook. I can
Yeah.
get it to hook quick.
Yeah.
There's some roads that I have that, nah, you gotta lay some shit down.
Right.
You gotta put some shit down, dog, because it gets ugly out there on some roads. But it depends, I think, also where the road is, because a lot of like we're not New York. We don't race on the freeways.
Right.
We go mainly to the fields.
Yeah.
Long country roads. This is California. We got farmland.
I don't know, Chavo, we go to Mexico.
Mexico.
California, Mexico.
Whoa. What
Baja
is this California stuff? We race in Mexico, man. Where you race?
Bro, we just drove.
Shout out
far.
Feds. He races in California.
I'm fucking slipping right now. I need a beer in my hand. Where's my Corona sponsor?
Right.
That'd probably be worse.
Dude, he probably be giving out road names.
This way or this way?
Right. You make a left here, flip a U-turn here, and that's where it's at.
Right.
No.
No, I think a lot of roads because you got the farmers out there, they pull out and they drive the tractors on those roads right there. And there's mud, there's dirt, there's dust.
Definitely got a couple roads like that. Use them to my advantage. High
No.
horsepower guys. So you
That's
can
what I'm
see.
saying, is like, that's a different, it all plays a part in what road. I think as a street racer, like what we do, I think you have to be able to look at the road. Like a lot of people, they just walk up and jump in the car, do a burnout and race.
Yeah.
They never walk up and look at the road to see anything about it. I think that's what gives guys like us an advantage because we're smart enough to give it up, getting hurt, guys.
Well, we also talked about in the last 2 podcasts anyway about walking your road and all that shit.
Of
Yeah.
course, you always need to know the road.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Now, when you do your burnout, can you tell what you need to do?
What do you mean?
Because when I do my burnout, I'm already knowing how to launch my car.
On how to launch?
Oh yeah. You know, you can either bounce your car off a 2-step.
You can bounce it,
or
you can roll it.
Pussyfoot it
Mm-hmm.
and leave the line really, really smooth.
Really soft.
You know.
Nah.
So like when I do my burnout, I kind of feel the ground.
Yeah. You can feel what your tires are doing.
Yeah, you're
as
talking
doing
about
your
like
burnout.
filling the car in the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, feel what it's doing. Yeah, no, definitely.
Not only just looking at it, because the road can look a certain way and then totally be oily.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh roads or
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I don't.
After
I don't.
rain,
Honestly,
After
I
the
don't.
rain.
I kind of look more. I'll be honest. I don't really pay attention in the burnout. One thing I do is I kind of like I have this own like weird calculation in my head of like what the road looks like, and then also in my burnout how much smoke is produced on my burnout. And it's a weird thing of how I work in my head. It doesn't make it's not gonna make any sense to anybody. And I see this look he's giving me, and he's giving me this look all the
I'm
time.
not even looking. I'm just trying to
But
think about how the smoke would play off of a road.
It's how it works in my
Oh.
head. That's what I told you. It's weird. It's how it works in my head. Can't say it ain't been working.
All right. Well, here's
It
the
works for
question:
me a little
if
bit.
that's how you think about it, have you ever raced on concrete versus blacktop?
No, that's very true. I have not raced on a concrete road, only because we don't really have them in our areas.
No, not so much.
So that's why I'm saying. I mean, in Mexico they don't really have them.
It's all dirt.
It's all dirt.
That's why we race on Mickey Thompson's.
Right.
No, I mean that's just I have my weird calculation in my head that I do.
Yeah.
That's just what I'm saying. So taking that, I will take that. And the next time I do go on the street, you know.
No.
It's all good.
Right.
Remember I said this show's about learning, guys.
Right.
Free game.
Yeah.
Yeah, free game. No, it's just something that I
Take it
do,
how
but
you
I
want.
will take that and you try it because you never know. That might fail for me.
Right.
Yeah.
That might work for you. But
Right.
it won't work for me. I can go and try it, and I might try it against you, and just totally shit the bed. You know what I'm saying? That's the risk you take in this game.
Yeah.
This game is full of risks.
But that's
all it is.
also, like you were saying about racing the big dog. You race anybody you want because every time you race, it's something to learn.
Yeah.
You learn something new about your car. You learn something new about the road. You learn something new about yourself every single race.
Mhm.
That's where we were talking about like our first episode when we were talking about seat time. It matters. All
No,
that
for
shit
sure.
matters.
Seat time. Seat time. Seat
How many
time,
times
seat
do you
time.
see people, they build these badass cars, but they don't ever go out and drive them?
All the
Every
time.
single motherfucker on Stack Raceway.
Hello.
Yeah,
Just saying.
you ain't lying.
I mean,
But on the streets, though, I see a lot of guys, they're always posting build videos, always build this and that, and all their car. And I'm like, but you go out there and you don't even race it.
Yeah.
Like, with my guys,
Okay.
I tell them, I take my guys out basically real quick. I
Yeah,
take
yeah,
my
no,
guys
no.
and I say, okay, before we go racing anybody, let's go get it dialed in and get you dialed in. So when we come to racing in front of 707, we don't look like retards.
so this is
Or you don't look like a retard, not being able to do a burnout, not being able to preload, not knowing my hand signals, what I'm trying to give you,
roll up your
stop.
windows of light.
shit like that. I try to get my guys ahead of time, like, look, let's go, it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
We're just sitting around shooting shit like this anyways. Let's hop in the cars, go for a drive in Mexico,
Right.
go test them too.
Yeah.
That's I think that's a big key of street racing too, is test too.
So I was gonna say the same thing about the same thing. Well,
Well,
no, you look at it this way. You look at how
But I
many
think everyone
people.
should do that.
That's the difference between track and street to me too. Is you have a lot of people on the street that'll throw a car together and just go race. Where the track like real true track people will build a car, test it, rebuild, test before they even go race. So they don't have leaks, they don't have brakes, they don't have issues. Or a track guy's just gonna, or a street guy's just gonna throw his shit together and go run. They don't care if they leak oil all up and down the track. They don't give a shit if a fucking tire falls
That
off.
last time.
They're just running.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean that's a big difference.
Yep.
I mean that's what I've always noticed between street and track. I mean you really see that a lot, and you can always tell when a street dude
Well,
is coming to the track.
You know, hopefully, tires go flying off. You know, oil leaks. I'm just leaking horsepower. You know, so it's okay. It's alright. It's not that big of a deal. You know? The street absorbs it anyways.
Right?
Yeah.
So
The
we
track don't.
We don't ever notice.
So you're talking about stuff like that. What's your craziest story you've seen out there? Craziest like race or
Event,
the cops
race,
came,
whatever.
something.
Wreck.
Give me a good
Anything.
story. Give me
Anything
something.
crazy.
You don't got name drop nobody's names, but give me a good story, just so people can hear something crazy. Because you can talk about racing all day, but if you don't, we see a lot of crazy shit out there, dude. We see a lot of crazy shit.
Let's see.
I mean, and the track's only controlled to 2 lanes, so most you're gonna see is a wall, a spin out. I mean, it's the same shit always. You never see crazy at the track. That's why I say at street, you get some crazy
Oh.
shit.
I don't know. I
That
don't
one
think I
with
saw
the one car, he
anything.
said boom, hit the back end. That was pretty crazy.
Oh, the EG.
Yeah, the one that got like
Yeah.
3 feet up the wall.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything too crazy. I usually don't go out too much, and usually it's with the.
What's the best?
Better,
Okay,
more experienced guys.
Yeah, yeah.
But you could get experience. You got to go through that dumb. Shit.
You're right. You know, thankfully I got that shit out of my system young.
well here, we'll start out here. What's the best race you've ever watched? What do you think is
Yeah.
the most interesting race you've ever
Yeah,
watched?
you can remember.
Man,
Childhood race, big race, don't matter. What
This
do you think's the most interesting race you've ever watched? Best race?
probably way back when I used to just go with my buddy and his brother to the street races. There's these old school turbo muscle cars. It was a Malibu and a wagon, some wagon. Dude, they sounded so crazy. They sounded like spaceships. Now I found out what the fuck it was, and it was a fucking turbo. All right, I found out.
Well, yeah, back then you don't know what
I
that
didn't
shit
know.
is.
I was young.
One time you
I
heard
just thought
turbos was on a diesel.
Well, I didn't even know what the fuck a turbo was, so I didn't even know.
Yeah,
I didn't know. You know, I was a young buck. I just liked it going fast.
Yeah, of course.
You know, so.
It's in the blood.
But no, that was like one of the best races I ever seen. That was, you know, two big muscle cars going at it. They both like lifted up a tire.
Oh yeah.
It was cool.
Can't go wrong with wheels,
Hey,
man.
if
know
someone's
what I'm
pulling wheels off on the street,
And
man,
I was
those
super
always
young.
That's like that picture I sent you the other day of that S2000. I was like, that's a real gap. That fool was 2 tires in the air and pulling.
Right.
I was like,
on
that's
track though.
Yeah.
I don't give a
See?
shit, but that's.
I want to see him do it on the
Oh,
street.
he'll
Doing it
do
on
it.
the street.
You
No,
think so?
I think that car would. It's probably $1,000 car.
Find it. Let me know.
It's a turbo LS and an S2000.
So you know,
Just like that Cummins and that Mustang that did the half-track wheelie to
Oh,
the
yeah.
finish line.
Well, that's just like they do with the Duramax and the Chevelle. It's a Chevelle. It's a silver Chevelle. He goes out to Sac Raceway. The Duramax.
Oh, I
that
did see
motherfucker
that
just.
one. Yeah,
That car is
Hey.
nuts.
that car
Speaking
is
of
nuts,
wheelies.
and it's super nice.
I think it was it was last year. It was one of my first events of 2018 season. I think it was. First hit, I'm going up against this Nova. That was a Chevelle, it was a black Chevelle. I actually have the video. And I'm going like this, ready, watching the light. Boom, I go, and all of a sudden I see this nigga Toretto my ass. Just, boom. And I'm like, what the fuck? Crap second, stupid. Boom. And I'm like, he just pulled a wheelie on me, crap third. I was watching him. I totally threw out the whole run your own race thing, but it was just like first time I ever seen someone pull the wheels. I seen him go, whap, boom. I was like,
Right
holy
next
shit.
to you, man.
it was like that scene from Fast and Furious when they from like Brian's car to Toretto doing like that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
literally felt that, and I was like, holy shit. But that was probably one of my craziest so far at the track.
Yeah.
I mean, on the street, I had this DA. Had a black front end. It was red. It was ugly. You're
Why do you
right.
always hit on my DAs, man? I love DAs.
B20 VTEC Turbo made 308 on 10 pounds. And we're out here racing. And the boys showed up on slicks. I just take off. The other car's chasing me. Racers chasing me. I don't know where the cops are at. But we took off, you know, down the way. And just like you said, seen a Fast and Furious dude, I could turn left, and I can get over the train tracks a little bit shorter, go straight, and the train tracks would be right there, just a little bit further. Fucking train started seeing the lights starting to flash.
Oh,
and I'm
fuck.
like trying to trace where the
train
Where
is.
the train
train
is.
and I was like slowing down because I was gonna make the left, maybe I can catch it. And I had to shoot straight. And, I was the only car to make it. The lights were blinking already.
Oh,
Mhm.
fuck.
I just had to go.
Like that.
Oh man, that was like the most scariest thing I've ever done.
Did you do the flip too?
No, I
Yeah.
didn't.
Thank God you know. If you did the thing, you probably wouldn't be here.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Trail survived.
Yeah. Well,
He had a cage in the car and a stunt double. I don't think he had a cage and a stunt double in the GA.
Well, you know who
No.
this is? You don't need a stunt double.
do our own stunts.
Yes.
Yes.
So speaking of racing,
Because we're retarded.
is there anybody that you want to race? Is there anybody now that your car is sitting at 5? Is there anybody that you've wanted to race over the years that you haven't raced, or want a rematch from that it just was a shitty race, or?
There's always people that you want to race. It's just, are they in the same
Yep.
category in the same category as you now? Which brings up, another thing me and Factor have going on over here.
Yeah, yeah.
We have yet to make any hits together.
Well, let me ask you this: you gonna be a CMI on the 30th?
I most certainly will be.
No, because we don't know if I'm going that event
You're
yet.
going.
So, no, I'm going, but I don't know if my car's going.
Your car's going.
Bro, I'm gonna have
If we make this out, your car can go.
Most definitely.
Okay.
I'm down to do it if I bring my car. I ain't shying away. For once, we will get it locked in. I want 2 in the hit though.
Well, you gotta remember too, you're at the track. 1, it's a new setup at 500. 2, you're track certified.
You're dialed in. And you make pretty good numbers at the track.
It's like a consistent 15.5 car.
My
I mean,
boys is like,
no.
remember when I ran a 12.3?
Yeah.
And then you came up to me and go, numbers ain't shit on the on the street. One of my boys is like, he always tells that to me because I was faster than him. He's like, I'm an H2B Ryan your ass. He's like, numbers ain't shit on the street, homie. And he's like, times this. I'm like, you motherfucker. I'm like, but you weren't lying though. It doesn't
No.
matter. I mean, that's what this whole point of what this conversation is.
Yeah.
It's A and B. It's totally different, night and day.
Yep.
In a sense, your car is set up completely different. You know, you gotta, at least I do. I'm not sure what you do, but I know I changed a lot of my car to go to the track and to be on the street. It's
Oh yeah.
different cars.
Oh yeah. Totally different setups.
And it sucks driving my car on the street with track setup.
oh,
Just want to give you
horrible. Horrible. Don't.
You bounce
try
like me too?
Yeah. Yep. Too much preload.
Yes.
Too much
Way
preload.
too much.
Do you use staging brake?
Nope.
No.
Handbrake.
Me neither.
Dude, this full stock motor, stock car, stock everything.
Yeah, it's uncut.
He
Stock
literally,
too, though.
he literally brought his car from the dealership and just put slicks on the front.
Kinda.
That's what it feels like sometimes, how slow it is.
That's how it felt the other day on the freeway.
Oh,
The smog motor.
We had my single in,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I went live on Instagram, and everyone was like, do a pull. I'm like, alright. Going up the freeway, it's going,
Going nowhere.
Fucking Prius was passing us.
And hear a gun, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Pedal to metal, bro, for sure. Look at my notes here real quick. What's something
Got over there.
I got a couple notes. I want you to answer this one right here. How can we improve
Right.
this
there you go.
import scene? What's something that this scene lacks that either as a community or as a solo person that they can use to?
And on that also, since you've been in so long, what is there anything also that you've seen in the past that you want to make a comeback? Like, did they ever do a certain event or a certain type of race or a certain anything that you would like to see come back to help?
I think it's kind of a different question.
It's kind of the same though.
Kinda.
It's
Kind of the same, yeah. Oh
Kinda
yeah.
same.
it's what's gonna help, what's gonna bring it up. It's the same thing. Is there anything that used to happen that could happen again?
So what we
to
have
make
over
it
here
better.
on the West Coast, and they don't have on the East Coast, is what?
Good weather.
Sideshows.
Yeah.
That's the one thing we have that they don't.
I wish we didn't.
You know what? That's a whole other
It's
topic.
ruining
Of this.
it.
Yep.
Huh?
It's ruining it.
It's
No.
ruining it for everybody.
Yep.
That's why we have.
But in my opinion on that, like we talked about a little bit, if sideshows did their own thing, almost like how Sac Speed Shop's been doing. Sac Speed Shop has done donut pits now. Their events
those
have
are
had
cool,
their own
right?
things.
That's coming along very good.
But
Yeah.
it's when you mix the two.
Exactly.
is
When
what
you
I'm
have
talking
sideshow
about.
dudes, like even like the event that we had, there was 2 Mustangs that kept showing up at the end
Oh,
of the
yeah,
track,
yeah,
and everyone
yeah,
kept freaking out when those dudes just kept showing up. It's the same thing. You get a sideshow dudes that will come out to the street races, fuck around, and blow the spot up. Or even vice versa, you'll have someone come out to a sideshow that, oh, well, we want to run them now.
Well, see, back
Puts a lot of people at risk.
in
Right.
Stockton a while ago, years ago, what we used to do was if the street races wasn't cracking, we went to the sideshows. And if the sideshows wasn't cracking, they would come to the street races and they would race. A lot of them, because being in
But-
Mexico, those lands,
But
those
that's
roads,
okay.
they couldn't swing there.
Right.
But that's
know-
okay. That's the thing. If you're going to come and race, hell yeah,
I think
cool,
what you're
everybody
saying,
race.
I agree with what you're saying, but I think what it is the police and the media. They have it different because they go, oh, we stopped the street race, but it's a sideshow.
Right.
Well, they consider
Now-
everything a sideshow.
Now, I
Every
don't
news
want,
you watch.
Or
Yeah.
everything's a street.
I don't
race.
want people to think that we're hating on sideshows because
We're not.
I'm very pro sideshows. I don't mind
I
sideshows.
like sideshows.
I kind of like going to.
I hate them.
I do them too. I
I think it's a waste.
I think
I
it's
like
fun.
tire smoke.
I think there's time for it.
Woo! It's like NASCAR. You just go
But
left.
you can say the same. But you can say the same thing in street racing. You just go down the line.
Right.
You can say the same thing.
But there's more
That's
of an
their same-
adrenaline of it.
that's their
You're
same
literally
thing.
racing somebody else. Or a sideshow, you're just,
Nah, you can try to hit somebody.
Yeah.
yeah, if
That's
you're a
what-
Mustang,
That's what.
crowd control.
No,
Population
but what
control.
I'm
There you go.
But what I'm saying is I think the media portrays it way different than the police. I think that's what
Yeah.
it is. I think they're trying to do it to crack down on everything all at one. Two birds, one stone is what I think what they're trying to do. Because there's been many times they go, oh, we stopped a sideshow. And it was just a legitimate car meet at Sonic. It was actually held by the Lowriders Club.
Yeah.
And they cops, dude, they were just surrounding everybody, pulling everybody over left and right. And they're just harassing people because they're not even giving tickets. They're barely impounding cars. And then they're going, oh, they're posting on the media, the news that night or that morning. SPD stop and the sheriff stopped a sideshow, but it's like, no, all you did was harass people at a legitimate car meet where everyone goes and just hangs out.
But 2 things on that. One, you got to remember.
I have ideas to fix that stuff too, though.
Huh?
I have ideas to fix meets too.
But another thing on that though is you think about it this way: a lot of the news people are old fucks. They don't know what the hell a sideshow is, or they don't know what the hell a street race is. They don't know what a meet is.
A lot of the old people watching the news too, and that's what they because that helps get
That's
the
what I'm
votes
saying.
against the negative.
If they don't know, they're just going to broadcast what they don't know because that's what they were told to say. I mean, you're basically blind. You're just talking. And
we're gonna talk about sideshows though.
in the last, even like the last Sonic meet I went to, it turned into a sideshow. Though the last one I went to, they started doing.
How long ago was that?
Fuck, a year ago. That's what I'm just saying. The last one I went to, they started doing fucking sideshow shit, shooting off fucking fireworks, all kinds of dumb shit.
I can't remember that. What I was gonna say though,
And that's what gives you a bad name. It's not so much people meeting up or so much out your street racing or whatever.
No.
It from my experience of sideshows, it always turns negative. You never have a positive sideshow that I've ever seen.
no, but what I was saying
Where
though,
tree
that
racing-
goes back to saying no. I agree with what you're saying. It does ruin it. That's dumb.
Yeah.
Doing it at a meet, that's dumb.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying is I got ways to fix that. But what I'm saying is the media portrays it. They say they stopped street racing, but it's a sideshow.
Yeah.
They didn't really stop street racing because street racing. What I'm saying is they don't understand the difference.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's how the media portrays it. They portray it as us as a whole. It's kind of like, for instance, at that shootout, one of our friends was pulled over, and the guy goes, "You know I can arrest you and impound your car for sideshowing." And he goes, "It's a front-wheel drive car. How can I be sideshowing?" Then the cop goes, "Oh, well, you were street racing then."
Yeah.
So even the cops don't know the fucking
No, a
difference.
lot of them
You know what I'm
don't.
saying? And that's what I'm saying is they're trying to
But that's
portray it.
also because of, like I said, sideshow people show up at street races and start doing dumb shit.
Okay.
So they just associate all of them together.
Just to get off the sideshow shit, real quick, because this is his show. Real quick, the thing is, I think it's 2 things of reason why they fucked it up. One, they did it way too many fucking times. You can't do a sideshow Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then, not only, do it once a week. If y'all did it like Saturday and did it at the times it's supposed to, sideshows originally started when the club shut down. They didn't want to stop partying at 2, so
Right.
they moved into the streets. That's how sideshows originally started.
Exactly.
These dumb retards, monkeys, fuckers, whatever. I can't really, I'm not supposed to cuss them, but they're starting them at 9 o'clock
Yeah.
p.m.
Even before that, there's daylight outside on some of these.
Yeah,
fucking
well,
things.
but they were doing them daytime. Okay, now they're moving it to nighttime at 9 p.m. Like, bro, I respect your game. Do what you're gonna do, but save it till later.
Well, that's
Cops
also.
ain't doing nothing at 9 p.m. That's why we don't street race at 9 p.m. because
Right.
we know they out patrolling. They're not. Do it on a Friday night at 11 o'clock. PD is gonna be busy breaking up bar fights, shootings, house parties, dealing with all that shit. They don't got time to go worry about you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Well,
Dude, be smart. My point is they need
Time
to
and
have
place.
be
Yeah,
smarter.
time and
yeah.
place.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
Organize it better.
That's exactly what I was just about to say. You look at it that way. Street races set up street racing. We go street racing because we set up a race.
Kids set up
Side-
races.
Sideshows don't get set up. They just hit each other up. Hey, let's go burn out. They don't have a legit sideshow.
There is one crew that I can name
I'm just
that
saying.
does host really good side
I'm
shows.
just saying that's
Should I
probably
name
one.
drop 'em?
Nah, I wouldn't.
But I'm just saying,
But-
a majority of them literally will just be like, oh, here's a free intersection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't, or, oh, these guys are street racing. They don't just set up, hey, we're going to go out to this court, and this is going to be our sideshow court. We're going to fucking do a bunch of sideshows today.
RP logistics.
No, they stop on the freeway.
Right?
That's what I've spoken to cops before in when we got pulled over or whatever, and the cops we asked them, what do you care about street racing? I don't give a shit. It's the sideshows that we care about.
Mhm.
It's because when they're blocking traffic, he's like, when you guys go out into the middle of nowhere and race, we don't care.
Well, not just that, they damage roads like a motherfucker, too.
And they hit things,
Yeah.
people get hurt,
Yeah.
and that's what they care about is people getting hurt and then they're blocking traffic.
Well, so, I'm not going to name drop anybody, but there's a dude that I follow in Sacramento. They actually have a shop that's in a court, and they do that shit almost every Saturday night. Well, they'll go out in front of the shop, and they'll just sit there and fucking
I
sweep guns.
think that's more
No, it's not.
like
It's a main road. It's
it's a
just
main
in a
road.
court.
Yeah. I think that's cool. They're out in the industrial area.
Yeah.
You know, take it where
Take
time
it where
and
there's not a
place.
bunch of
Time and
kids.
place.
Yeah,
Not a
Time
bunch
and
of
place.
people, yeah.
Well, if you're there with your kid,
Well,
obviously you were supposed to be there.
Hey, I've
if you
seen
didn't-
videos. I've seen videos of people with kids at sideshows, bro. It's
You know, like
funny. when
I'm not
when
gonna say
they go
like
on-
I wouldn't bring my younger brother with me, You know what I'm saying?
I'm talking 3-4-year-old kids.
I was gonna say.
I'm not saying that.
I'm not saying don't bring your 10, 11-year-old brother. I'm talking about your 4-year-old son.
Yeah,
And
if you're still
your
breastfeeding your
baby
fucking
mama's
kids.
Right.
Because there is pictures and videos of
Oh,
shit
yeah.
like that out there.
Oh, I guarantee it there is.
Oh yeah.
Stockton's
yeah.
wild, bro.
Stockton gone wild.
Hey, dude, you know that?
Dude.
I'm not gonna go with that. Let's get off that topic.
Anyways.
But
No, but get back to what do you think something that we can improve?
it's just probably more meets, sanctioned meets.
Neat car show.
Well, I was just about to say the same thing when you said
Well,
more of this.
Car
you-
meets should be after the car show.
So, you look at an event too. Say you go to CMI. CMI has, or even Raceforce. Say you go to Raceforce. It's got a car show and a race.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Or do you think it should be more of this is a race event or this is a show event?
We grew up on Fast and Furious, and there was always both.
Of course. We've had this conversation because he fucking argues all the damn time with me. Raceforce, this is a race. No, motherfucker. Raceforce started out as a car show.
You had a racetrack.
At a racetrack,
You had a
though.
racetrack.
Yeah.
Why is there car shows?
Because there's a parking lot.
Exactly.
That's all for money, though.
Yeah.
It's okay.
See,
and-
but I'm
Are
being a
you-
racer.
so-
All I care about is the racing. I don't care
You're
about
right.
car shows.
You're right.
And as a promoter, that's what they care about, the money. Because honestly,
But if they
I'm
don't
not
make
dumb.
the okay, but
I
if they
know
don't
that
make the
racing-
money off the car show,
I know
how
that-
are you gonna race?
And how are you gonna have a next one?
Exactly.
I hate y'all. Leave me alone.
They can't pay for that event if they don't make the money.
But
And
I
when
know
there's
that's what I'm
only
saying. I know that
20, 30, 40
okay,
racers,
Now, if we're gonna
and
talk
there's
about, look, Zach,
300
look at
fucking
Zach.
car
Look at
shows.
Zach.
This is true.
Being in the pits, how hard is it to hear what's next, whatever? And I know it goes with shit quality.
I was saying
equipment,
that also falls on the track, not
but
the event.
also, you got this DJs playing crazy music right there. You can't hear nothing in the pits. I think
What's
if
wrong
they,
with crazy?
if no, that's fine. I'm not hating on that. I'm not hating on that.
Dude,
I say do this.
he's hating
Right?
on the bikini contest.
Exactly.
The last
I
one.
wanna
No, it's not.
race.
I actually compete and go to the finals. That's why I don't worry about the bikini contest.
I automatically.
I do both.
I break out just so I can go watch it. So.
I do both. I set your tires before you go, and then I just.
Then you disappear. Then when I'm waiting in line, I'm going, where the fuck is Kevin?
Alright.
What the hell is titties out? What can I say?
Hello.
No,
It's not like the Stockton episodes where you got the big whales up in the fucking pool.
I almost wanted to go to that.
Right?
I wanted to go. But
I did until I seen someone
Nah,
live video,
see-
and I was like,
See, that type of
Whoa.
stuff is cool.
yeah.
No, for sure.
You know
No,
what I'm
for
saying?
sure. No, I agree with that. All I'm saying is, at the track, if they were to go car show,
If you were to move.
go like this.
Yeah, I was
Just do
gonna
this.
say.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
Just do that, and then I'm fine.
Yeah.
Because
But, like I've described, it's a money thing. They
Oh, no,
want the
they-
racers to walk through the car show and say, hey, I want to buy that, or hey, I
And
want to
the
look at
vendors.
that, or hey, I want to do
I'm
this.
broke. I don't buy that shit.
Yeah, well, that's your problem.
No, it's because I'm broke. I'm not saying that. I'm
That's what
broke.
I'm saying. Not everyone's broke.
We just make it look good, bro.
Yeah. We just make it look good.
just make it
Everyone
look
thinks
good.
I'm balling. It's like, you don't realize I built this car like 5 years ago. I'm struggling to keep it together.
That's another thing. It's a beautiful struggle.
It is.
Yeah.
It
Nah,
could be
I
something
wouldn't
worse.
trade it for the world.
You know what I'm saying?
Wouldn't trade
It could be way worse.
I mean, I like pussy. I traded for pussy, but.
I mean, you gotta have a way to get to it. I'm just saying.
When Bay texts you,
And,
she's on alone.
Exactly, and you know, if we weren't into the car scene, what car would you really be driving? See what I'm saying?
If you weren't in the import world, what would be
No.
your...
If
Oh,
you,
just
if
in
you
general?
just weren't into cars, if you were just a regular Joe, you see what I'm saying?
I couldn't tell you. Probably something basic.
I couldn't
There's a
even
black
tell you
Honda
because
outside I'd probably be driving.
I've never owned a car that I did not modify. Not one.
I like that.
I've never owned a car.
See, but you're a car person.
That's what I'm saying.
Right,
See,
right.
if I was in his
Think
like,
about the
like
millions of people.
no, that's
Well,
what I'm
that-
saying. With his situation, when he said, if you weren't a car person, what would you own? I wouldn't know because I've literally modified every car I've owned.
I'd probably just drive a basic ass little 4-cylinder just to save me gas mileage.
You know, out of like 40 cars that I've owned, I finally got my first one that passed smog by itself.
Hey, that's a win right there. That's a win right
I
there.
know, right? I
Oh.
was like, damn, that was a pretty good one.
Real quick, okay, you said your best time in the car was what, 1160?
1160.
What's your, do you have a set goal with this car? Like, Because with my car, I want to run 10s. That's been always my goal since day one. I just want to take that
On the
car.
motor.
Slow ass motherfucker.
Nah, anything. Just get a 10.
Okay.
I know I can do a
Okay.
10s, but like as time progressed, as I got older and like more to see, I was like, okay, 10s is too easy. I like to challenge myself. Let's do it on motor.
But at the same time,
Don't start with me.
10s
Don't
is
start.
not easy. How many people you see at the track right now still run consistent? It's not about your one time, oh, my PB, I ran fucking 10 too.
We'll
No.
talk about that
How
in the next
often do you do 10s? I mean, look at the
No, but I want it to be
California
consistent.
record for all motor. Did it once. I hadn't done it since.
Yeah, he went. Well, he went 10 up.
I went 9-0.
9-0?
9-0.
9-0.
9-0.
He did not go 9-0.
Wasn't it? Oh, no, it was 10-0. You're
It
right.
was
It was
10-0.
10-0. 10-0.
Oh, so
Alright.
dude, he'd be competing to do. He would.
What do you-
He went 9-0
what do you-
before
because he doesn't-
JR and all these fools.
Because he doesn't compete now, so would he be competing? No. That's what I'm saying. It's about a consistent number.
Okay.
I don't give a shit about
Okay.
what anyone's personal
Okay,
best
then
is.
that goes along.
That's like that's like Bello. Bello said, here's my, 860, 840, whatever he's at now? He's like, let me back it up. And he ran the same exact number.
No, that's what I was. I'm not just.
That's hard to
I
do.
want to get into 10s on motor and be consistent.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm not just trying to do a one hitter.
No, I know. But
I
but
got my
how
car to
many
12 and I
people,
stay consistent and just.
but that's
on the same
what I'm
level.
getting at
That's
here. When
the
you
goal.
say 10s is easy, it's not.
No, with
How
with the power outer.
Even with the power outer.
No,
You watch how many people at sack race would go out there right now and blow tires off or break an axle or run a shitty time because they don't know how to drive or preload or any of that stuff.
Okay, but they're not learning that. I will learn that, and that's what I'm saying. I will get to the point where I stay consistent like that. That's my point. One point is just to get in the car and stay in this. I'm not just trying to do that. But
But that's what I'm getting at when you say, I want to make 10s.
I think it's easier. Okay,
10's is easy. Being consistent 10s.
it's hard. Okay, but who's gonna hit 10s first? Your turbo car or my all motor car? It's gonna be your turbo car
How so?
because
I mean, I'm not.
he's already closer to it than
I don't
than
even
I
want
was
to.
than I'm on the motor.
Can
If I build
Go
it,
ahead.
yes.
I like it.
his car don't even run.
I love him.
So how is he gonna run 10s if it don't
And
even
my
run?
car don't run either.
Hold on.
It
How
has
do you
a-
got a motor in it?
It does. It's hanging by 2 bolts.
It's literally got 2 bolts holding it in right
But
now.
no, that's what I'm saying.
DRN correct.
You think about that. You think about that. You say he's closer. Well, what if his car don't run right now?
We're not being that technical.
You have to be
We're
in
talking
racing.
About, we're talking about with
Racing
cars
is
running though.
technical.
With
It's
cars,
probably simple though.
we're talking about CMI of the racing thing. Is like
We both show up. Who's
Yeah.
closer?
who's closer? It's gonna be him.
You can't say that.
I'll almost do it off
But
the trailer.
I will bet. I'll
I'll bet
bet.
you $100 you don't even go under an 11 off the trailer.
It's just under 11
Under 11. 11-0
off the trailer.
off the trailer.
All right, how
$100.
much? $100.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Tucked in.
That's the street.
That's street shit for you.
That's street shit.
That's
but
also
at the
motivation
track.
shit right there
Yeah,
too.
right.
That's to
That's
get you to run your shit.
So
That's right,
do you
I like
want us to
that.
go help you like work on it after this? 'Cause it was supposed to be basic.
Damn!
I understood that.
That's fucked up. No.
No, it'll. I
No,
got faith in you.
I think what I want with this car.
Yeah.
I think it's endless, right? We always.
Yeah, you always
We
gonna create
want it-
more.
we want it-
But what's
we
the
want it to be
first?
the fastest,
What goal
right?
are you chasing right now? That 11 up.
Well, for right now,
So wait,
it's gonna
wait,
be the
wait, wait,
1090.
Is it? It's got to be a 1099.
Yeah.
It's gotta be a 10.
It can be 11. Oh,
Nope.
No.
Under 11.
Under
So
11.
10.99 or under.
locked in on the
Locked in.
podcast.
That's
Yep.
cool.
There we go.
I like that.
I did the same thing with him. I said, you break 12s, I'll buy you something for your car. And I bought something for his car.
Yeah.
A year later.
Oh shit.
Some of us are broke. We can't all afford stuff all the time.
Hold on.
I'm over here trying to buy my own car parts. I gotta buy you something. What?
What's on your wrist?
Oh, is that a Rolly?
No,
That's
I
a
wish.
Gucci
It's just
watch, my
Gucci.
nigga.
Oh,
It ain't
okay.
nothing.
$1,500 Gucci watch.
It's
But
just
he's
Gucci. It's
Right,
nothing.
right.
I got $200 pair of shorts on.
Yeah,
Like
oh,
shit.
Bro, you still got grease on your shit like I do. Look
Bro.
at his jeans. They're all greasy.
I got grease. I got
I think-
grease. Calm down.
Even with my shoes, I think I spent like 100.
Damn.
I
Why
think
did
we-
this get
I
into
think we
clothes
have
all of a
200
sudden?
with just both of our
Fuck,
clothes.
yeah.
Maybe if we had our phones, we'll reach up to that shit. Damn.
But
Yeah, it's fucked up.
no, I think the 1050 class. I think that would be a good class to run.
Now, okay, so that's a question. We've talked about this before, or a little bit. Do you think there should be a bracket class? Or do you think it literally should break down to a turbo, all motor, nitrous, or what, whatever, different classes? Or should there be a
I like the
bracket classes
style.
and a class?
I like the bracket class.
Do you?
It keeps everybody. I can run against him at a 1150 index, right?
Yeah.
He's all motor, I'm turbo.
Yeah.
Just because we're different,
But you're
but
still
we're
the
running
same.
at the same time. Even though I might have
My only argument on that, though, that worries me is when you find out who's in your bracket. Because he'll go all motor and then find out like Albert's racing and he's like, oh fuck all motor, I'm going to the fucking 1250 because Albert runs 9s and I don't know we're getting nowhere close to him. So it's almost like we were talking about, scared of who you're racing.
Right.
Well, they screwed up on the last one because that's supposed to be an AMP all motor pro bracket.
I know, but it's still
because normally I think what happened on that situation was a lot of people normally the all motor bracket is lane 1 and 2. It's literally got like 100 cars in it. That's just the people who are just testing tuning and just here to have fun.
I know,
in a sense.
but I'm just saying that's
I think that's
that's something you run into.
Wrong.
No, but it's happened before though, where you'll have 5 or 10 cars that are 9s, 10s, low second cars, and then you have 50 people that are 1150 plus, and they're like, well, fuck, I don't want to get near him, so I'm going to go run that bracket class.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got a full-ass bracket class, and you only got 3 cars in the all-motor class. Now you're killing a class because you're all afraid to race that one guy. That's my only issue with bracket classes, is now you have somewhere to run.
So that's an issue?
To me, I don't like it.
Oh.
I do like bracket racing because it gives more of, like you said, turbo versus all motor, someone in that time, but it gives somewhere to run.
If
because they don't want to run, and it kills classes.
Well, I wouldn't want to be stuck in a class where my 1160 car is stuck with a car that's doing.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
960s like.
But now you're scared of a car. When they could break, they could fuck up, they could have issues.
But why?
And you could beat them.
We're dialing in at. I'm still dialed in at my 1160.
Yeah.
And he's just dialed in at his.
Yeah, whatever. He's all motor, or you're all motor.
So
he's all motor.
Oh, it's not.
Okay.
Okay, so okay, I get what you're saying. I thought you were saying
like,
from first one to the other line.
Yeah.
Because
No,
that's
what
different.
I got out of it.
No. I'm
because
just
the
saying.
all motor pro is straight.
No, I know. I'm just saying. You have your all motor class, and then you have an 1150 class. You as an all motor driver shows up, and you know what you run at 1160, and you see Albert that runs a 960. You're like, well, fuck that. I don't want to run him, so now I'm going to go run the 1160 class because I know I'm consistent in that class. I don't want to run against him because I could lose to him, so I'm going to lose that class.
Maybe the bracket was bigger pot than the all motor class.
It's usually not, but
Maybe.
Usually
That's
not.
what-
Usually not.
but
Maybe.
But that's what I'm saying. So now that when you had 5 people or 10 people here to begin, and 3 people here to begin, now that all these people see who's up there, they all leave that class to go to this class because they don't want to run that big dog. Now the all motor class is literally 2 races. It's going to be a qualifying and a final, the same 2 cars.
Right.
So you kill a class by people getting scared to race other people. That's why I don't like the bracket class, because of that right there. You have somewhere to run.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? It's
I
more
get
classes to spread out, and it's like, that sucks.
Yeah.
But
This is true.
I get it. I get it.
You understand
I
why
also
it's
like
there.
the bracket class too, because you can run different adders.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can run somebody and have fun with it. It's almost
And
like a
know
streak.
that you guys are taking off at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, that's like last time. I think on the first or second hit, I raced a turbo car, and I killed him on the tree, but then I just saw him. I'm like, oh fuck.
Oh yeah.
And I think that was round 1, because
I don't remember.
because I beat him on a hole shot, and he ran the lower time, and that's when going back around there was like,
Oh,
what are you doing up here? You lost.
yeah,
And I'm like, no, I went on a hole shot
yeah.
because I left first and I got to the other end first, but he had a faster time.
Yeah.
And so.
No, that was
That was round 1. That was round 1.
So we didn't make it that far this race. That's right.
No, that was round 1 eliminations, and then the second round.
No, I'm
bye,
saying.
And then third round, Tony.
Yeah, no, I know, but that's what I was saying. I was thinking the other race before we made it to the finals.
Oh yeah, no, not that one.
Yeah.
No, that one, that last event, I made it all the way through.
Yeah.
What else, man? We got some time to kill. That one. Favorite build? Do you have a favorite build? Not of yours, of other people's. What's another car when you go out and you're like, damn, I love that car?
Has to be anything with an LS in it, really.
Really?
Yeah. You know what? That's such a good universal motor.
Okay, well here, since you spoke on San Jose and since you spoke on LS's,
I
what do
like
you
the
do?
R7.
No. What do you think of Chris's Mustang?
Oh.
Night Train?
Oh.
I think that car's beautiful.
that
So-
That's a well-built car right there.
I love that fucking car.
Oh my god, I think it's fast too. Me and him be talking.
Wait till that car actually gets dialed in, because he's been struggling a little bit here and there with that car, but wait till that car actually does
You know
work.
what? He's actually he's been converting too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
I agree with this.
Me
I like
and him
this.
talk here and there.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yep.
Yeah. Shout out San Jose again.
Yeah. LSs are they're. You don't think they're overdone?
Are they overrated?
No, overdone. You look back 10 years ago, there was not a single LS in a car. You look now, everybody's putting LS in fucking everything.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
That's like saying there are too many K swaps.
Or too many V series.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
Everybody
What do
has
you put a V series in a Honda? What do you put a fucking LS in? Mazda, Chevy, Ford, Toyota, fucking everything.
Mail trucks. Someone on mail trucks
Everything. You're putting LS in everything. There is
Didn't
nothing.
they put one in a UPS truck?
They even put one in a
Oh, no.
Porsche that's mounted backwards.
Oh, dude.
I wish I was smart to do shit like that.
There's some
You know
weird-
what car I couldn't believe that got sold? That just sold recently is Ron's.
The inside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted it.
No way.
Yeah, he got rid of it.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think it's in the team still though.
I think it did. I don't remember. I think it did though.
Would you sell your car to a teammate?
What?
Would you sell your car to a teammate?
Right now.
You were talking about it earlier.
He's like, fuck this guy.
Before
He's
the
like, I'll
podcast.
sell it to anybody. You want it?
You got anything?
Nah, I think we touched on pretty much everything.
I got my
I
questions
know what you
answered.
got over there.
Everything we talked about earlier.
Oh yeah.
I think
Well,
we.
you were right. We got everything covered.
Yeah. I think. I mean, is there anything else that you feel you want to touch on? I mean, anything else you want to get out there? I
Can we
mean,
do a little questions real quick? You want to do a little top 5 kind of questions?
yeah, in a minute. Let's just see. Is there anything?
I think we pretty much touched on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about a lot. That's what I'm saying.
What's
I
your
mean,
favorite part about this scene?
right?
The people.
Everybody you meet.
Mm-hmm.
I think so
The
too.
different stories.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's got one.
Everyone has one. You know. I think everyone needs to know a little bit of piece.
Do you think you gotta have a little bit of loose screws to do this?
Most definitely.
Right.
Most definitely.
What are you
Who
trying
else?
to say, man?
Who else is trying to
Leave
do?
me and my multiple personalities alone.
who else is dumb enough to
to do what we do
stop on a road?
and just go full bore.
Who's dumb enough to
Hey,
drop?
People
fucking-
think, hey,
Who's dumb enough to drop 40 grand into a fucking 88?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly. My Honda's probably not worth more than $2,500.
Right.
But why blow?
right? I mean, you got that just into like a turbo setup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Easy.
That's what I'm saying. Like you can't.
I think a lot of it
That's like
has
my
to do-
Blazer.
I think when I got started, a lot of it was with the adrenaline rush. Like,
the rush. The rush
because
is
being
the-
coming from the graffiti world in a sense, and then like kind of stopping that,
Mhm.
and then going into street racing again, I think that rush was like, yo, like, just chasing that rush again. I think that one was one thing that kind of brought me back in, like brought me into the scene. Everything else is keeping me going, but I think a lot of that is one thing.
I like the
basically-
competitiveness.
Oh, yes, I'm super competitive.
Like,
I think it's just.
who doesn't want to be faster than the next? I'll bring that up
There's
again.
nobody. No.
Right. Everybody.
I honestly don't even mind that shit. Honestly.
See, this is part of this. I think that's why this is gonna be a good show because we are like, not polar opposites, but we have so
Yeah.
many different views on things.
Yeah.
I'm like you, like I want to be, not to say I don't want to like whoop
Well,
everyone's ass
no.
because it's literally
I do.
impossible to do that.
No.
Really?
He's like, no.
So you versus Albert, you gonna say that?
I will try.
And
I'm
then
gonna say
he'll,
you won't
build to
try.
get there.
Yeah, but
That's
but,
that's.
but
Let me have
Albert's
the
gonna
resources.
keep doing that. The way I say is we chase the big dogs, the little dogs chase us. We're middle dogs in a sense. We still got eyes, people that we want to beat. There's people we have beat. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta keep the hunger, right?
My thing is the builds. I don't really give a shit about. I mean, I love going fast. I love the adrenaline. I love all that shit. But it's the builds. I can literally walk up to a car and like I'll admire everything about this car, or walk up to his car and admire everything. It's what's done to a car. It's the passion that you put into your car. It's not literally just walking out and be like, oh fuck, I'm gonna pay you to put this into here, pay you to do this. No, it's what people have done, what you put into your car. I mean, that's your heart and soul. I mean, you didn't just walk out and be like, oh fuck, I guess I'll drive this today. You know, it's you put everything you wanted into that car. That's what I like. I like to be able to look, oh shit, they really just did that, or oh shit, they really just did this, or damn, I never even thought about that. You know what I mean? You just
see the
that's-
uniqueness.
Yeah.
Everyone's build is completely different. Like even though like this is an H2B car, right, or a straight H.
H2B car.
HTB car, you're HTB, I'm HTB, but there's all three different builds. They're
Oh, yeah.
totally different.
exactly.
You know what I mean? They're same motor and trans, but everything else around is completely different.
And that's why I say that's what I like when you can walk up to a car and be like, damn, you know, you see this, and this.
You know it's fun though?
Like, yeah, cool, it's going fast, but
Beating the person next to me.
That, but especially like when they're like mommy daddy fed
Oh yeah.
and we're not.
Right.
I think that's super fun.
what are you talking about? I watched you get McDonald's for your mom the other day, motherfucker.
Wait, what?
Your mom bought you food. You were mom fed.
She ain't buying me shit for the car though.
Right.
She bought me one thing.
I was gonna say you can buy it.
She bought me
Mom?
my steering wheel for Christmas.
Mom?
That was a Christmas gift. Actually, it was a birthday gift, but she bought my steering wheel. Only because my cheap ass
Must be
one
nice to
broke.
have a
I
mom.
couldn't drive my car. I was broke. So she's like, for your birthday, I'll buy you a steering wheel.
Didn't even catch that one.
To have a mom?
Yeah, I was on. Must be nice to have a mom.
Yeah, dude.
No.
All
My
right.
mom buys me window shades
Hey.
for all my cars.
Really?
Yeah.
Dope.
It's the little things in life, I
Oh
guess.
yeah.
You know, she doesn't contribute to
Well.
my habit,
there
but she saves my interior.
you go.
No, one thing about my parents is like that I'm really grateful. I was gonna shout out my parents too. Shout out my mom and dad. They support me.
Dad, can you get us some more followers? Cause you got more
Yo,
followers
my
than we
dad's
do,
got way
and
more followers than me, dog.
not
Doesn't
even
do
playing.
shit, but he really has more followers than me. I don't know how he does, but he does.
Not even playing.
And no one
My dad
knows
does too.
how he could walk. I don't know. But walking the streets and shit,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
no one knows who the fuck he is.
Nope.
You know, I could walk to the mall, maybe see like 2 or 3 heads that I know and shit. My dad, yeah, but he's got fucking pulls my numbers out. Anyways,
Your dad's also quiet, and you want to fucking kill everybody and fight everybody, so that's a little
not
bit different.
not all the time.
First time we met, I think we wanted to fight.
See, exactly.
No lie.
And same thing with us. He was telling me that the
I
other
know we're
day.
gonna bring that up the first time that we.
He told me that the other day. He was like, "Yeah, the first time we met, he's like, I wanted to hit you," and I was like, "I'm sure."
No, you?
Yeah.
No,
You told me that. You
wasn't
said
the first time. I
Well, I'm
met
saying you said it
one of the first
cleansed.
times.
You said one of the first times
Hey,
we
you
met.
Shut the fuck up.
Whatever, just because you didn't know
Shut
shit
the
about
fuck
cars, your bunk ass fucking two-tone paint job.
No, I wasn't too tone at that time. That was before I wrecked it. No, but my parents. A lot of parents. So like, do your parents support you in this sport? Like what you do?
Define support. Are they okay with
They're
it?
not talking like like they're
No,
not
they're not
bashing
like,
you for
well,
this.
get that
I'll
fucking
sell-
car
sell
outta
the
here,
car,
you
that
know.
kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, no, they have their times when they're like that, but I mean for the most part, you know, you bought it, you do what you want with it.
Yeah.
It's your life, you know. Type of thing. But they don't want me to hurt myself.
Well, see, here's
you
the
know,
difference.
No,
Like
that's
his
the thing,
parents,
you know.
his parents will be like, "Hey, yeah, here's this. Let's go for the race. You know, let's do this." Like they'll get involved.
Like
Oh, I wish my
like at
parents
at
did
the
that.
track, my mom and dad come to the track and like they run my pit like the
Dude,
barbecue.
his
and the
mom
food.
chewed me out for not having a fucking walkie-talkie the first time I went with
Oh
her.
yeah, bro. She
She was like, "You need a walkie-talkie. You need to be able to get a hold of him." I'm like,
But
I'm at
but
the
she wasn't
motherfucking
wrong.
track.
But she wasn't wrong.
No,
though,
not
because
at all.
It because for instance, being that he's at the starter line and I make a hit,
Yeah.
sometimes like it's like if it's qualifying or testing, he needs to know whether I'm going to the pit or if I'm
That's a-
going back up front.
That's a big
There's
miscommunication.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and especially
Or like
cell
the
phones
time when his-
because if you're standing on the starting line, how hard is it to hear your phone or feel your phone?
Well, that's the
it's
same thing.
impossible.
Yeah.
like when your fucking throttle cable came off.
Oh,
No one
yeah.
knew you were broke down.
I had to radio in to my mom. I was like, Mayday, Mayday. I was like, car broke. She goes, where's Kevin? I was like, I don't know. And then he had just pulled up to the pit.
Yeah.
And so then she sent him to go get me. So, you know what I mean? So it's
easy.
teamwork. you
That's
know
what I'm saying. His mom is super involved, and it's cool.
My dad loves
I
my
wish.
shit.
I wish.
Yeah.
I wish.
Yeah.
My
My
goal is
parents
to
hate
get
it.
my mom to go street
So
racing with me
So
one
you got your
time.
personal mechanic with you all the time?
Pretty much.
I wish I could take my mom street racing with me one time. My life would be literally complete if I could take my mom street racing with me one time. My dad used to go all the time. My dad loves that shit. My dad would still go if he wasn't busy with his shit. He would go with me all the time.
I'm
He
gonna
would
get
be
your
fun.
mom to lock it in and fucking race you on a motorcycle.
Bro, I don't want to smoke with that. My mom's got Harley.
That's tight.
Nah, but my family comes from the car world, so like it's like all my uncles, they own body shops, they've been around that shit the whole life, and that's why it's kind of just like both my sides, they don't mind being doing being around it and shit. Like my sister, my brother, they all support it and they know, because it's like literally there's nothing else that I would, me personally, take racing with me. I'm boring. I'm gonna go fishing and drinking all day.
You take street racing away from me.
You gonna go? You gonna?
I don't know what I would be doing.
Exactly. Imagine like okay, so
when
I crashed my car, I had nothing to do for like a year. I was so unmotivated. All I did was drink and fish. That's the only thing. But it didn't then take away fishing. Like some people don't like fishing. What would you do?
I'd probably fiddle my thumbs. Nah, even at work, dude, like, I'm so intrigued by street racing that, like, it interrupts other aspects of my life.
Oh, bro, for sure. Bro, I just took 4 days off
Dude,
to go to the event next weekend. Shout out my boss for doing that, though. I hope
shout out to good bosses, bro.
Shout out to good jobs.
Don't start with you. Don't you start. Let's hit you with this. We'll wrap
If you
this
don't
up.
like your boss, work for yourself.
Right?
Yes.
Right?
Hustle.
And if you can't work for
Hard.
yourself, sell drugs.
And if you
All
want
that
to, if you're female, you know what else you could do.
Right. Easy money.
I don't think there's females who watch this podcast. Say true.
Call me.
It's
What's good?
What did it,
I mean, it's
earlier, we bought the camera. This fool goes, "Don't worry, I spent more on a stripper than I have the camera right now." So I heard about it.
We were talking about if it don't work or if it ain't good. I was like, fuck it. I was like, I spend more on strippers. It's cool.
It's cool.
I do. That sucks.
Yeah.
Shout out you bitches.
You bitch.
Now we're definitely gonna lose some food. Street or track?
Street.
Forced induction or NA? We kind of know where you're gonna go on that. Paint job or rap?
Ooh, damn it, man. I mean, at least a rap, you can flip flop colors.
Yeah, run from the cops in Mexico. Shout out the cops right
Right.
there. Shout out the cops.
That's a good sign.
They already know to come for us.
Right.
Big
Oh.
shout out to Mexico. You guys hold it down.
Yeah.
Right?
Weed. Oh well, you didn't really pick one, did you?
What?
Rap or paint job?
Rap.
Weed or alcohol?
Weed. Shout out 420.
Thick or skinny? I'll leave that one for you, bro. I'm gonna
Yeah.
leave that one to you.
Yeah.
You put it on whatever you want to imagine on that question.
Girls, blunts, tires.
Thick.
Right?
Right.
Flashlight or arm drop?
Arm drop.
See?
Okay.
Real street racer.
Is chase a race?
Not off the line. From an arm drop, yeah. When is the hand really down? Tell me.
That's true. I go off movement. The moment
So-
the moment the arms crack here, that's movement.
That's downward motion.
Yep.
I call that a flag.
Flag on play.
If the tire cracks, but the car is not in motion. This is a good question. The car is not in
jump.
motion.
It's a jump.
It's a jump.
That's a jump because you initiated it.
Yep.
Because
You're not
You
gonna
have
you're not
a-
gonna stop it moving. If that tire cracks, your car's gonna keep going.
you
But
initiated.
it's not in motion yet.
No.
Though.
But it's going to be.
Yes.
So
But
that's a
at
jump.
the track, though,
You wouldn't
wouldn't-
break beams
I wouldn't brake beam.
But that's what I'm saying. Say you break tire but not move.
if you deep
At-
stage.
Right?
See, there's nothing people don't know about deep staging and regular staging. But yeah, I don't. I forgot. What
It's
was
jumping to me.
No, I think it's jumping because I think you got to initiate your car to
I'm
start.
gonna
moving.
say it's a jump.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah, people
Okay.
got different
You
stories.
saw
Okay.
that thing I posted a long time ago? It was my car. I jumped.
Oh yeah,
I
no.
jumped in Hayward against Donk Size.
Oh yeah, I think.
Shout out
so.
Donk Size.
We'll get shout outs in a minute. Okay, put it this way: if me and you are racing, heads up, I crack tire. Man behind the camera back there is gonna come back. When you come back, he's gonna look. He jumped, and then you say, I say no, I didn't. I cracked tire, but the car didn't move. So as soon as he's here, tire cracks, boom, car starts moving. As soon as there's arm movement, what are you gonna do there?
It was off the light.
It was off the light. No, but we're talking arm drop. Though.
Arm drop, you can't tell.
Some
Okay.
lights you can't tell.
Uh,
either.
Here's another thing, too, though.
Did I leave?
Yeah.
Chase's
Oh,
race.
on the video?
No. Right now. You said me and you were racing.
No. Yeah, because you came back, so obviously you left.
Right.
We both left.
Yeah. Chase's race.
But when you get back, okay, that was what I was gonna say. There's gonna be two different things though. Because the question is, did you win or did you lose?
Right.
Because if you lost, you better start staying tire crack.
Yeah.
In a sense, if you won, you're like, It didn't help him, so it doesn't fucking matter, right? It doesn't matter.
That's true.
Yeah.
So you kind of like, you know, I think what people don't understand, that aspect plays a part in it.
Well,
too.
then you better gap my shit when you're doing it.
Yeah.
If I jump
And you
and
chase,
I gapped you, and you didn't come around me, right?
Yeah.
I cracked my tire, right?
Yeah.
I am a car length.
Well, that's another thing I was gonna say. If he cracks, you don't crack, but then you end up gapping him, I ain't gonna say shit.
I ain't
about
gonna
it.
say shit.
Yeah.
You got gapped.
Yeah, exactly.
You got gapped.
With
I don't
your
give a shit. I don't give a
Yeah.
shit. If you jump,
That's
you're
what I'm
half
saying.
cracking.
That's what I'm saying. Because you won, you're gonna come back and go, I'm gonna fuck you, crack the tire.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I won.
Right.
It didn't
But it's
help.
always that way. It's always who loses is the one that's gonna cry.
The real thing is,
No, but that was what I was trying to figure out. If you lost and your man tells you he cracked tire, factor cracked tire,
you
you
gotta
won.
look at how much you gapped me by.
Right?
If
it's here,
Oh yeah, we're definitely calling something.
okay, but if it's here,
There ain't no definition.
I see it that way.
Yeah.
Because could it play a part in the final at the line, whereas who was here and there?
Mm-hmm.
That's when I think I would complain. But like you said, if you beat me by 2 cars, I'm not gonna say shit because there's no way I was gonna run him down.
Yep.
There's
I'm
no way.
over it.
Yep.
I was already over it like half track.
Yep.
If I'm gonna lose, I know I'm gonna lose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now that I'm turbo,
Fuck.
up track game is
I was gonna
vicious.
say back half.
That back half is something nasty, huh?
You know what I'm saying? Watch out for me up top.
Let's see. Go ahead and get some shout outs.
Right.
I haven't even really been on the camera. Go ahead and get some shout outs.
I say just
Anybody?
we can end it out with shout outs if you want.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Shout out people. We're gonna link his name, his Instagram, down below. Also his tuner. We'll do that to check him out. Who else?
Hybrid Works Ant.
Who else we got?
Shout out him.
Which one?
Powerline. You know, always gotta rep it. You know, big shout out these guys for coming down and seeing me.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, always.
This was fun.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
it was
fun.
good.
We're gonna do it again. We're
Yeah.
gonna do it again.
Yeah,
After CMI, maybe
this is
if,
fun.
if we
Right
race
on.
in CMI, I say we come back and do
That's
it after podcast.
Well, we're gonna do. So that was the thing. We're already gonna do it after CMI podcast.
Yeah, that's.
If y'all end up racing, we can make
If
that.
I win, you ain't.
Oh,
you
we
ain't
can
come.
make
If
it
if I
happen.
win, you
By the
ain't
way,
coming
it's
on
the
my.
20th, not the 30th.
Well, I knew it was
Yeah, it's the 20th.
at the end of the month.
Whatever.
It's a weekend. Anybody else you want to shout out other than tuners and?
No, just my team for always being there. There's a couple people we might want to watch out for. We're coming up. Hopefully we can lock in some good races this winter. You know, hopefully this rain stays away. You know, us turbo cars,
You
we
want
like the cold, you know.
You want the cold?
Yeah, yeah.
We got some cold roads for you. Get real chilly out in Mexico, my part of Mexico.
Oh, okay, okay.
Criminy, here we go again.
My part of Mexico kind of stays warm, as you can tell.
Come to this side of the mountain.
Yeah.
Come
Oh,
to
shit.
my side of the mountain.
There's mountains in Mexico.
Shit.
God damn.
I'm not gonna
There's
name
a
it because
little
there's. Man, don't you know where I'm
Out
talking
there.
hiding food?
Alright.
Desert, no, desert and beaches.
Man.
The only time I go there is for
Texas
cocaine
food.
and donkeys, but you know.
Shit.
He didn't even say bitches. He said donkeys.
Right.
What are you doing?
I was watching the donkey in the pit. Calm down.
That's animal cruelty.
There ain't no cruelty in nothing in Mexico.
You ain't
Shout
lying.
out All Gas Podcast.
Thank you, thank you.
Putting it on.
Yeah.
You know, coming up for the West Coast.
Right?
Watch them be out there. Look out for my
Appreciate it.
guys.
I appreciate the support because you're one dude that was the first guy said I want to be interviewed first,
Yep.
and you reshare the shit out of our shit, man. Appreciate
And that was the thing too. He reached out to us. He
Yeah.
said, "I want to be on your guys' podcast." It wasn't a, "Oh well, you know, yeah, I guess at some point, you know, we get together." Nah, he's been
Man, I think.
he's been pressuring us for a while. Hey man, we need to sit down. We need to sit down.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I like that.
I think we need to push the West Coast. Just
Yeah.
a little bit more, like I
Oh,
was
yeah.
talking about, you know?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing with
You know.
you being in it since 07, and I'm old as fuck. It's the same thing. And we talk about this all the time. The West used to be where it was at.
The West.
And that's where it was at. I mean, every fast guy was here. Now fuck. We ain't got tracks. We ain't got fast people. We ain't got shit here.
You know who I was talking about? Someone that would be fucking awesome to have on here? Papadakis. That's a long shot. That's shooting in the dark.
I know
but
people that can make it happen.
Lisa Kubo. Hopefully that one happens. Lisa.
At least it's happening next weekend. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. One of these weekends.
We'll see. We'll see
What's
what happens.
Chucky.
What's Chuck?
Chuck with the white.
Oh, CBI
Oh,
Chuck.
CBI Chuck. No,
Yeah,
I call
he'll be
him
on
Uncle Chuck.
Yeah,
No, he'll be on here. No, he's confirmed he's gonna be on here. He locked it in. Yeah, we just gotta scheduling. That's
Yeah,
all it
that's
is.
all
But
it
he's
is.
for sure gonna be on here. I talked to him. He's down.
We're
Just let him know when.
we're trying to figure out all the scheduling.
After-
That's what it is. We got a
After
lot
I
of.
raced him, I learned who he was. My OG called me.
That's
I'm
funny.
sorry. I'm sorry. That was a good night for me.
Well, you know, I knew
That's
That was-
funny.
it was that mind game you were
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
No, you had it. No, you had it.
I scared him. As soon as I met him, he didn't want to race me. Told him $500, my car. No, he was scared. I told him it was a nitrous car against his all-wheel drive turbo. You know, and I heard he made pretty good power.
I
But,
don't know power
that's-
numbers on that. I don't know power numbers on that.
But you know, he definitely shut the youngster up for sure.
Yeah,
I
I don't.
It cost me
Yeah.
cost me some money last year.
I would say he knows more than I do. I only know
Yeah.
that guy from drinking coffee with his brother. Me and Grandpa Russ.
Man, my OG called me and they were like, "Yo, you just raced Chucky?" I said, "Who is Chucky?" And he goes, "The old dude that's in that all-wheel drive thing that just beat you." I said, "Dude, how'd you hear about it? Like,
Yeah.
you're an old guy too."
Yeah.
OGs always find out shit. Hey.
Oh yeah.
On the way home,
I
got the call.
Right?
Damn.
Yeah, I know. That fast.
Dude, it was fast, bro. I was like, man,
Yeah.
somebody out there knows my OG.
That way. Well, that's the thing too. You gotta look at it back when I was racing, or back then when we were all building cars. It was a small group.
It was.
There wasn't a whole lot of
Yeah,
people.
there wasn't a
in it.
lot of
It
people.
wasn't.
I mean, everybody knew everybody. Everybody knew everybody. Now, fuck, dude, I couldn't name half the people that are racing.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, there's a few here and there, or even just crews here and there. But people, shit. I mean, coming here with you guys, I mean, I only knew you. I mean, I met him, you know, I met
Yeah.
more people. You know what I mean? That's what we were talking about with people.
And then, if you guys notice on the drive from my spot to here, across the light, dude was working on the interior.
Shit, I didn't even notice. I was playing with
no,
the
I
camera.
was paying attention because when you passed your house, you flipped your car off.
I was playing with the camera.
Dude, we actually have a lot of racers out here, but like you said, they just build it because it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
He actually has a pretty beefy single cam turbo.
I'm not like I said. Like I'm not.
No, inside of a coupe. It was
Oh,
actually
okay.
like right next to it.
Okay.
Integral was
I
just
said
like
that'd be
a
pretty
land marker.
interesting to see. I was like,
People do that weird shit.
well, they actually make them. It's actually a factory Integra. In
Wait,
Europe, there's an all-wheel drive single.
Single turbo and an Integra.
No.
Inside of an EG
Oh.
coupe.
He said it was EG. I asked because he said Integra, so I asked if it was in the Integra.
Oh,
Well,
cool.
like people put those ZC swaps inside Integras.
Well,
Well,
I
in
know
Europe it
Japan
comes in them. Europe does.
Is it?
It's an all-wheel drive single in an Integra.
Wow,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
weird.
So,
That's one thing we can talk about.
What?
What do you think about that East Coast drama that's going on a little bit? In the nitro class. You know, there's a little bit of drama going on there. Playing with fuel, tire size, 5 gears instead of 4. What do you think about that?
I mean, what's the
Are
problem
you
with
up
having
on-
a fifth gear?
I don't care about it.
I don't care. If
Most
it's
people-
making you go faster, I'm gonna do it too.
Most people complain because Priantu ran. I think he was when he first ran 8s. He ran 890 something, and he had used the 5. He used 5 gears, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's because he did 5 gears and he did it on big old tires." No one said he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Well, no one said that there was restrictions on what you could do.
the
what you couldn't do.
complaint was that he says that he was on a Graph 5 speed and that he was on big tires, but everybody claimed that he was actually on a different transmission, a different gear set, and different trade
But he's
tires.
sponsored by them, so why wouldn't he use it?
Right.
Why would you push something and then not
I'm
use it?
just saying that was the whole claim, is that he really wasn't using that.
If your sources give you something,
Because they were saying that it was the fuel when he wasn't supposed to be on fuel, and then they said,
That's like M Factory sponsoring you with the diff, but then you use a stock Type R, LSD.
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like people saying that, but like, why wouldn't you just use the one that your sponsor gave you?
yeah,
That's a good question.
Because why would you want to sponsor? In my opinion, why would you want to sponsor with somebody who has with? If you think their shit is junk and you're not going to use it, why would you even take them as a sponsor in the first place?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
But I like M Factory. M factory.
No, I'm not dissing N factory because I run N factory too. I was just using them as an example because we're talking about transmissions in a sense, so I was kind of throwing that in there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, that's
All right.
definitely.
Let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
Almost 2 hours, dog. Damn.
Right?
Pushing that. Did pretty good. All right. Once again, I'm Factor.
Kevin.
H2B Ryan.
Thank you for tuning in to All Gas Podcast. We'll see you guys next time. I said gas, didn't I? God damn it.
Again.
Fumble.
All grass. Nothing but grass.
All right.